say that if you're a woman, you have to play twice as good as a man. Mm-hmm. Why do you think something like this happens? Do you think is it common in more countries than in others?
I think it's pretty much the same all over the world, to tell you the truth. I don't think that any particular country or corner of the world has, any more or less of that ism, But the fact is, do we need to be twice as good? I mean, for us, it spurred us to become better all the time because we knew that was the attitude. I don't know that we really need to be better, but we just, in a lot of cases, were better because we worked so hard. So let me give you an example. We hit the road in early 1971. So we played the Fillmore West around my birthday in April, but we were already doing gigs before that. We played with the Kinks at the Santa Monica Civic, for example, before that. And, people didn't know what to expect. So yes, we did have to prove that we could play. We were not better than the Kinks, but we could hold up, our head. And I think as time went along, we just simply got better and better because we were playing with great bands. And believe me, we would watch them. We would watch them all. And we would learn from what they were doing. We would jam with people. We would ask questions. So we ourselves were always students. You see, I see American music. I'm studying American music as something out of my culture. So I'm fascinated by it. I never get tired of studying American music, the blues, the soul, the pop, the country, the Appalachian. Where does that music come from? Why are Dolly Parton's songs so great, for example? She's writing songs that are just speaking true to the heart. And so stuff like that, I'm always studying. I'm always fascinated by how did this music, amalgam of music actually from all over the world, come here? It got filtered through the slave experience, the immigrant experience and everything to become, I think, our greatest export from the US. It is, and I know that, computers and all that is huge, but I think music is one of our greatest exports. And it is so powerful because it is so many that got fused into a few things. Like you could say broadly jazz, you could say broadly soul, like that. And it has had a tremendous impact, and I study it as an outsider, Had to. So I think actually that is an advantage. I feel like I'm inside American music in a different way than Americans are. Kids who grew up here, I really do have an appreciation for how deep it is. It's really, really deep. Any of the basic blues riffs, I have used those in many of my. I know where they're coming from, and I appreciate them. It's a language.
Yeah.
Well, it's yeah. Well, no, I was just going to add something to that in the sense that when you're asking about women playing just as hard, so to speak, from the different travels I've done over the last 25 years of doing different films, whether it's on aspiring nurses in Pakistan, young women trying to become nurses in a culture where they are not supposed to touch men outside of their family. There are still a lot of cultural challenges that women face that we have in the States or in Canada, but way less than other places that I've experienced. Or just look at Afghanistan right now. I think America, we've gone through a lot of, it's very tumultuous right now, culturally, socially, politically. It's kind of scary right now to me, what's happened in terms of the right wing and uprising, but in terms of just the question about women working twice as hard, I think it's easier from what I've experienced in my travels. I feel we have it easier in North America for women still. Just women being able to drive in Saudi Arabia, or, there's just so many things that I've taken for granted, that as I started to travel more and go into other cultures, realizing that we have a lot of advantages that are at other countries. Like I haven't been to Argentina yet. I really love to go, but that
with the
I don't know.
Coming to Argentina with the premiere of the